So we had an issue with RAPA and not being in the same place, but at the same time, because of the restrictions, different reasons, well, one of the restrictions by council, we couldn't use Google Classroom. So Farhad, our IT coordinator, so he suggested using OneNote, and that's why he's here. So in case I have any issue, I couldn't ask any questions, so he could help. Now, what we thought, I just show you how it looks now. So if we say this is one of the teachers' work, and this teacher has got 2 classes. One is ESOL entry 1 and entry 3. So these are, you can create as many as you want in here, and these are called notebooks. Yeah, on the left. Let me just get my. Yeah. So the ones here on the left are the notebooks. Now at the top, these are all our learners. So we have different learners, and we thought for all of these we need to have, for example, course information sheet for this course. So we put one section. These are sections. We put one section for course information sheet and tracking sheet. Yeah. So if I just go, for example, for the next one, this is the tracking sheet for this course. Yeah, it's a very detailed one. Now, and if I go to Alicia, for example, this learner, think of Alicia as one section, yeah, and this Betty is another learner, Sonia is another. So these are our learners at the top. Now, on the right, we have diagnostic assessment, yeah, initial, diagnostic, summative, yeah, and formative assessment. I don't know why I have another formative assessment down there, but so in each one of these, if I go, for example, to diagnostic, you will see the diagnostic assessment for this learner. Alicia is here. She's doing entry, ESOL entry 1, and we have ILP formative assessment 1, formative assessment 2. Yeah, and then we go to summative assessment, which this one, the term hasn't finished yet. So this way we thought it allows all the RAPA evidence to be in one place. And the other thing is the teachers don't need to save anything. So it wouldn't take space on the computers. So they would not lose anything. Yeah, say I'll put this picture, this learner's work here, I don't know what I done. So everything will be in one place. Now, if I go through this quickly, I will go through it. Obviously, you will need more time to do that. To create one of these, let's say I want to start a new course. Go to a file and I start a new one. As you see, it is going to OneDrive, so it will be in the cloud. Yeah. So I browse. Give it a name. So for example, I give the name, let me just put it in. OneNote. Yeah, I just put another one here. Let's say ESOL entry level 3, and create. I have another one. Did I give you entry 3? Yeah, this is anyway a new one. I gave 3 instead of 2. Now, so this is my course. I need to put my learners in here. So section 1, we said sections are learners. I can rename it, give it, for example, Hannah. Yeah. Plus another learner, let's say, Joe, another one. So just how you can plus adding the name in there. On the right, as I said, there are pages for this. Yeah. One of them at the moment is untitled, so I can put initial assessment. I can add page, the top. Let's say a performance assessment. So I can always, if I create new ones, at the moment I only have it for Joe, I can copy everything here and add it to Hannah. So Hannah will have the same pages. Now, we can add, let's say I want to insert, I go to insert. There are different ways to insert documents in here. Imagine I've got something, if I go to insert and I go to file printout, this is, and I have a Word document. Let's say I have one for Srabantika. I have a Word document. Yeah, I put this one in. It is ILP, but yeah, I put the ILP here, insert. Okay, what is it saying? Your margin pretty okay. Sorry, everything is opening now. Hopefully there is no confidential thing here. Okay, so I can change the name here. Let's say I put ILP, so I put ILP there. And so this ILP is in here. Okay, and I can go in, make changes, and I can save it here. Yeah. If I want to, the good thing is, if I want to send it to my learner, I go back to home, and I can email page. You see, at email at the top, I could just set email, and it will go to my email. I will just type it. Type the email address. You see this is how it's coming in here now. So can you see my email? So it comes in an email. So the only thing I need to put my learner's name here, the email address, and ILP is there for her to see. Yeah. Okay. Now, if I go to let's say another page, formative, and I have received something from the learner, I can obviously go to insert and put the picture in a spreadsheet, anything I want, I can put them in. I can put a picture in there. But if I receive an email from one of my learners, let me show you. One of the learners is, for example, nope. Yeah, this is one, let's say one of these images of the work that they've done. So I can just drag this one, put it in. So you see my email is here. I just drag it and drop it in here. So if I close my email, you can see the learner work sent me is in here now. Am I going too fast? Okay, so I showed you how to create a class, which is entry 3 here, put all the names in there, and now and then create the course documents on the right. You can email it to people, and you can use the emails that people have sent you to bring it here easily. Now, as us who go to classes to teach, to observe, and we ask for the evidence, we could just, they can export them to us to have a look, or they could just email pages that we want, or whenever we go to class, we could just look at the online. I think more or less that's okay. One last thing I didn't do. So if you look at this one, you see there's a marking here. If you have already used something like Paint, you can go to Draw. This is more or less like that. You can go at the top to Draw. And these are options that I can, for example, use an arrow and say, use the typing. And I type here, well done. Please add some, I can add it here. So this will be, you can mark the paper as well in here, so especially if it is a, because what we notice, some of the learners take pictures of the work that they've done at home and send it to the teacher. And teachers were wondering how they can mark it. This will be, might be one way of doing that. And you can also record audio at the top here. You can record audio and send it to the learners, so they will receive audio. You can record video, but the learners, unless they have access to your OneNote, they won't be able to watch that. But recording, voice recording, especially when you're giving feedback, sometimes teachers find it too difficult to write. So this will be a good way to give feedback to them. I think I'm done with that. I don't know.
Like there's a share option as well on the left-hand side.
Yeah, you can, if you want, for example, entry 1, if I want to do this, you can just go here and there was one, yeah. If you right click on this, share this notebook. So it will be only this notebook, not all of them. With the other export, I exported everything. With this one, you share only this notebook and it will go to the person. So if I could do this one and I put it to here, but it will be in the same organization. Yeah, so I put, for example, Fahad here.
Amazing.
Yeah, and it will be shared. And it will give you, if you look on to the right, it says can edit, or you could leave it as can only view. So maybe you could use only view.
Yeah. Fabulous. Next question from Marie. Would students need to have a link to listen to audios or an Outlook email?
No, they will receive this one with the recording on it. Not the video recording, but with audio. Yes, they would just receive it in the email. Fahad, correct me if I'm wrong, please.
Fabulous.
Sorry,
And,
sorry, just regarding the recording. We can do video recording and audio recording, but the person that is receiving should receive it as a OneNote. If we email it, the recorded voice and clip of film also comes as an attachment for the email. Thank you.
That's great. Thank you. Great. And then the last question from June. Do you have to scan learners' work onto it first?
That's yeah, different ways to do that. You could just take a screenshot and put it here, or you could just drag it from your email, drag and drop, depending on what you have. If it is in any of them, you can do that. Do you get it through an email or?
This was from June.
Oh, okay. June, do you want to say?
Yeah, I just wondered how you've got a lot of things there, for example, initial assessments and ILPs. Are they all completed online, or have they been completed in the classroom and then scanned onto OneNote? No,
they've been, you know, learners send it, some of them are online, but the ones that are pictures, they send us pictures. So they do it and take a picture on their mobile and then send it to the teacher. So the teacher can just drag and drop it here in here, or they can take a screenshot of the document and put it in there.
Oh, okay, thank you. So are you talking about online classes now, or
yeah, these online classes?
Oh, okay, okay.
But we are planning to do the same when we go back. So to have these documents to be online again. So
Right.
hopefully we can do that.
Thank you.
Sorry, first time I'm to talk to you about a resource called liveworksheets.com. And basically liveworksheets.com, it's a website, and it allows you to transform traditional print worksheets into self-correcting interactive worksheets, which students can then send to the teacher. So any worksheets that you've created by yourself in Word or wherever can be uploaded to liveworksheets.com and converted into interactive worksheets, and you can actually share them with students so they can complete the work and send it back to you, and it also instantly gives them feedback. But teachers can create worksheets from scratch or use, their own previous worksheets. They can also use worksheets uploaded by other teachers, because there's plenty of worksheets on there already on the site that's been uploaded by other teachers. So you can use those as well, and or upload their own worksheets. So there's three things that teachers can do. They can actually create worksheets on the website itself from scratch, or they can use worksheets that are already there and uploaded by other teachers, or they can upload and convert their own worksheets on the website. And there are many activities. They include Gapfill, drag and drop, line matching, where you sort of draw a line to match words and pictures, or words and words that mean the same thing, and listen and click. There's also listening exercises on there as well. Now, in addition to worksheets, teachers can create workbooks for students, so they can compile all their worksheets into a workbook, or all the resources they might need for a particular course into a workbook. So all the worksheets they need during the course can be stored there. And finally, it's a really good tool. It's a great tool, in fact, because it saves time for teachers. It gives students immediate feedback. It gives them a score once they finish the worksheet, and ultimately it saves paper, and I'm sure we're all on board with that. So I'm just going to show you some examples of worksheets that are on the site. So there's a jobs worksheet here. I think this one is a Gapfill, or actually no, I think this one is a drag and drop. As you can see, there are words and you have to drag and drop them to using your mouse to the correct place. This is a listening exercise. So you would click the ear and it will play the word, and students can choose which word is depicted on the picture. Let's see. I've pressed 2 at once there. Sorry about that. Daily routines. This is a line matching exercise where you would match the pictures to words. And finally, looks like it's another drag and drop, or it may be a gap fill, sharing housework. And you can either drag and drop into the gaps, or you would type them in, or the student rather would type them in. So basically, that's an example of some of the worksheets on liveworksheets.com. I'd also like to just do a very quick demo, if that's okay. So won't be a second, just need to set this up. I've got it on my, here we go. So live worksheets, here we go. Okay. So when you go on to live worksheets, this is the first page that you see, you'll see two buttons. Sorry, let me just share this with you. Here we go. Okay, so as you can see, the first page, you've got two options. You've got teachers access over here. And if you click on the arrow, the down arrow, it gives you a chance to, well, this is, you would register if you're visiting the site for the first time. If you're not, if you're already registered, you would put your username in there. Oops, sorry. And password. That would enter, give you the option to save. And as you can see, I'm now logged in. Over here, there's a tag that says student access. And this is where students can either register or log in. So you can send them worksheets via the site. Okay, so, and if you click, once you're logged in or registered, there's a part here that says my worksheets. So this is where you would store your worksheets and upload your worksheets and convert them. I'll just show you an example. Okay, so I'll just click on a worksheet for you to see. So this one is for the future continuous tense. So I'm just briefly going to ask people if they would like to pretend to be students. Okay, and give me the answers. This is a Gapfill worksheet. So, you know, we've gone over the future continuous tense, and now I'm testing the students. And this is a Gapfill, so they have to write in. So number one, Hannah, something to start a new job tomorrow. Oh, you're on mute, Hannah, sorry.
Sorry, I said this could
It's
be
okay.
really embarrassing for him.
Yeah.
We'll be starting.
Will be starting. Okay, so then the student can type that in. Next one, number two, Athena, Steph to drive to work next week. Oh, not there. Okay.
We'll be driving.
Will be driving. Excellent. Okay, so type it in. The student can then type it in. Thank you very much. And the next one, number three, Mariam, tonight at the Cheerful Carrot vegan restaurant, we to cook tomato and basil soup.
We will be cooking.
Excellent. That's great. We will be cooking. And the next one, roasted summer vegetable tart and a lemon sorbet. So we to serve. Farhad, if you could tell me what we need to put there.
Sorry, I was working on my
That's
on
okay.
my work.
Don't worry, that's okay. So we will be serving. And as you can see, we can go through, the learner can go through all the gaps. Oops, sorry, spelling error there. So they can type in their answers. There's negatives as well. Okay, and number six, June. Number six, Slavek, not to go on holiday this Monday.
Sorry, is it
Will
me
not
or
be
the other two?
going.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, it was June, yeah. Sorry,
there's
June
two
Bakewell.
Junes there.
There's
Yeah.
2 Junes.
Yeah, it's
Sorry.
okay.
It's unusual, that, isn't it? Will not be going.
Will not be going. Excellent. And next one. Let's see. So let's see who we've got.
The other June, maybe?
Yeah, the other June, June number 2. Okay. So he to go next Tuesday.
He will be going.
He will be going.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Sorry,
Well
I'm
done.
just trying to write a chat message as well.
It's okay, not to worry. And number 7, Huma. Number 7, my sister to graduate from university.
My sister will be graduating from university in July.
Excellent, well done. And the next one, let me see. Penny, then to hope to find a job in her field.
Is hoping.
Ah, right. Well, let's see what we've got. We'll put that in. Is hoping. Okay, excellent. And number 8, Alexandra. My family to move to Leeds at the end of the year. Okay.
My family is moving to Leeds at the end of this year.
Is moving, okay. And the last one, Sylvia. I remember it's future continuous. To join them.
I'll be joining them a month later.
I will be joining them a month later. Okay, thank you very much, everybody. And then if you scroll down to the bottom, it says finish. So then you would click on finish and it gives you 2 options. You can either check your answers or you can email your answers to your teacher. So if you want to check your answers right away, if you want immediate feedback, it will give you a mark out of 10 at the top. So as you can see, for some reason, it's not accepting this answer. But as I said, yeah, so we've got 2 there that were incorrect. There should actually be, it should actually be like 8 out of 10, but I think one of the, you've got to watch for that with it. But basically, it does give you instant feedback. So that is one of the work that basically shows you how it works. I just want to go back to something. 1 second. Sorry. I want to go back to the main site. And I just want to talk you through one more little bit. Once you've actually uploaded some worksheets, you can actually create a workbook. And you can see I've got one on here, Joe's grammar class. This is where I store a lot of grammar resources for different levels as well. You can do them for different levels. And as you can see, I've stored lots of worksheets in here. I'll just show you an example. You can do it as a preview. And basically, students can complete the worksheet. So there are 2 people in the middle of the room or in front of, and so on. You would type in your answers. It gives you several options. Oops, sorry, just went back too far. So if you sort of wave your cursor over the worksheet, it gives you several options. Preview, so you can test it, make sure that it's working right. Assign as homework. So if you click on assign as homework, you can actually send that to students. And I've got a list of students here. So you would add instructions. Please complete the worksheets, this worksheet, by filling in the gaps. There you go. And it gives you can set a time limit, so we could say 20 minutes, or depending on the level of the students. When time is over, allow students to do the exercise after the time limit. It gives you that option if anyone needs more time. And here's a list of students. So you would just tick the ones that you assign it to, and then you would assign it to selected students. So obviously these are real students, so I'm not going to assign at them today because they'll probably be very confused. Actually, Kate I'll be able to tell Kate. So I assign to Kate, and that's gone to Kate now, and she will complete the exercise and send it back to me at the end. On the students access side, when they log in, they will be able to view the worksheets that have been sent to them, and they will complete them, and then they can send them back to me for marking. So that is pretty much it, really. Thank you for listening, everybody. It is a very useful worksheet. One thing I would advise you to do, however, is check some of the worksheets before you use them, because there might be errors on. There might be errors on some of them. Some of them might use strange fonts. Just check that they're suitable. What I prefer to do is upload my own worksheets, because at least I know that, everything's, there are no clashing colours and things like that. So, that's, here's another one, preview, prepositions of place. So that's basically it.
Cooperative. It's something that I've been using for, I'd say, probably about 6 years, not just for ESOL, but for university students and other subjects as well. And it's a quiz, it's a bit like a quiz platform, but it saves all the answers and you can export all the results. So it just makes your life a little bit easier. So I'm just going to kind of convince you all about its usefulness first, and then I'll show you how to use it. So this was just from a group of ESOL students at the beginning of the year, and they were doing a ESOL for Work course, and they were given the same 20 questions over 4 weeks. Basically, I used it as a bit of a revision tool. So I asked them questions on spelling, matching the jobs and workplaces and skills. And the results were good for 2 reasons, really. One of them is that their IT skills were clearly improving the more they used it, the more they were able to Google to search for something, or to log into the quiz, or to even type something in a text box. These were pre-entry in September. But also the scores improved as they carried on using it. I found that the learners even accessed the quiz outside of the classroom, which is beneficial, especially coming up to like exam time or summative assessment time. So I'm going to show you how to use it. First of all, let's have a look. I should have had all this ready, really. Just me to have about 100 tabs open. Right, let's have a look. So I'm just going to log in first. I'm going to show you an example of the results page, because how I like to use it is either I'll set it for them as homework, or at the beginning of the class, if some people are early and we're waiting for some people to arrive, just as a 5-10 minute exercise, I can get them to log on, enter the classroom code, because it's the same classroom code every time, and they know that there's going to be questions from the previous lesson there, and then we can review the answers together once everyone's arrived. So if I just log in, come on. I'm just going to log in via the teacher login first, and then I'll show you what it looks like for a student. So this is what it looks like. If you want to make a quiz, then you just go to quiz. I want to show you something first before I stop that one. So you go to quiz and then make new. All of this software is free. It does say there's a limit to how many quizzes that you can make, but I think I've made about 35, and it's not told me that my free trial's running out or anything like that just yet. So this is the last quiz that I was running, and I just want to show you how the results come up, because it's useful if you shared this at the beginning of a lesson. You don't have to show their names, you don't have to show if it was correct or not, because it might be disheartening. It's useful because it has like the green for correct, the red for incorrect. But if I saw like this question 3 and I saw, okay, a few students are getting this wrong, let's have a look at it together, you can just click on the question and it brings up the question itself and you can go through it together. So I quite like doing that at the beginning of a lesson. So I'm just going to stop this one and show you how to very quickly make a new one. So these are the ones that I'm just going to have add a quiz, create new. And then you have a title for it. I'm just going to leave it as it is for now, just for speed. Multiple choice questions. There's also a true or false or a short answer. I find short answers, sometimes it's difficult to set which is correct because they might miss off a full stop or a capital letter or misspell something, and that might not be what you're wanting to assess. So I tend to use multiple choice questions more. A question. I'll just use a question that I just saw to come up then. So, okay, so I usually do something like this and then have the correct form of the verbs. So, okay. And then you set the correct one and then add the next one, and you can keep going. For other things as well, if you want to practice vocabulary, you can add an image of something and say, what is this in the question, and then use either multiple choice or short answer, and the students can write their answer there. So if I'm going to just save and exit this one, and I'm just going to launch it. So you need to launch the quiz. So I'll stop the one from before. So I really like this about Socrative, is that you can set it how you want it. If it's timed, if you want instant feedback or feedback at the end. So I prefer giving instant feedback. If you want it anonymous, so it's good at the end if you want to give anonymous feedback. But meanwhile, require names, shuffle the questions, shuffle the answers, so they're not asking each other what the answers are. And show question feedback and show final score. So I always do all of those. But you can set it teacher pace, so set them 5 minutes if it's an exam, and then start it. So all the students need to do, mobiles or laptops, they just need to go to socrative.com, and then it'll say login and then student login. They don't need to set up an account. They only need to have the room code, which if you're setting quizzes up from the same account, so mine is Berry 6063, and then press join, and then they can enter their name, and that's all they need to do. And then the questions will come up. So like, select one and then submit answer, and it'll immediately download all the results. So you can, even whilst the students are there, you can just have a look and see who's answering the questions. Sometimes I'll ask a student, are you having trouble with your internet, or what's going on, what you're doing, so you're not answering the questions, and then go through the answers with them at the end. But it's quite handy to have it, so to make sure everything's anonymised and nobody can see each other's answers and things like that.